everybody has a definition of what discipline is. Do you understand? Growing up, our own is beating discipline, nothing like correctional or verbal discipline.
Know when to beat a child and know when not to beat them. Like if they are too little age, immediately they do something, beat them at that moment. But after 2-3 hours, you beat them, they don't know what you are beating them for. They will forget. So spank them instantly. That is how it should be.
In African culture, hitting is allowed to an extent, yes. So you can hit a child with a cane, you don't harm them.
If a child do wrong, you can flog him to know what he did. As in, show him what you do. You flog her immediately, he will understand what you do. Immediately.
Yeah, it's necessary. Like, when a child do something wrong, nobody must say you go beat him. Only the word where you tell him, it's okay. But if your mama won't beat you, she feel no beat you for what you do, but na small thing where you do, she go knock you, get slapped. On my own experience, so that's what my mom do me.
Man, if my child no hear word, man, me I go beat her. Cause when I carry her, nobody follow me carry her. So if you say you want for stubbornness.
For Nigeria as a whole, one thing that is common and is generally acceptable is that you spare the rod, you spoil the child. And so a little spanking, a little corporal punishment is what is considered as acceptable in the Nigerian context. The whole idea of spanking and the corporal punishment was generally, I see it as accepted or learned from ancestral lineages, ancestral connection, or the upbringing of our parents. They believed that for a child to grow up and be a proper child, they are proper children, and their children, they are considered not proper. So for one to be a proper child, he must be strong and must be trained with the cane. And so they got that from their parents, and they are passing the same thing to their children. Yes, there are distinct differences between child discipline and child abuse. Now, the difference is found in the intention. In discipline, the intention is correctional, is love, is to make sure that the child grows to be that proper child that our parents always wanted to have. Now, the intention is for correction, for love, for proper upbringing and instruction. Whereas in child abuse, the intention is just to inflict pain, injury, emotionally, physically, and even to some cases, sexual abuse. So the intentions are the lines that we draw to bring out the difference between child discipline and child abuse.
The thing I had issues with, it was constant. I'm a child. I was stubborn, but they kept on. It was serious because I received beating at every point, in every levels, every point in time. Even in school, if I don't pass a particular grade, sorry, let me use the word, I go collect. I have siblings who are so big, and I was very, very little then. So each and every one of them comes back home. Let me see your result. I give this. And mom and dad are the last, and that one is, from the school, I'm already crying because I'm already feeling very, very sad that, today it's should I just run away from home? No, it reached that point that some people were like, God, is this how? I prayed to God to even deliver me. Maybe I was now, faulting myself that, okay, maybe I think I'm the problem. I'm too stubborn. Why are they always beating me like this? And it's not just the fact that they'll beat you physically. They'll have to insult you. You, this one, you will not, it will not be well with you, stuffs like that. In my head, I'm like, God forbid, it's not me. But the little one that actually got into my head was when they were like, you don't have any love. They kept on saying that. I realized that thing messed with my head. And at some point, I felt that, okay, maybe that's how I was. Because my heart is very, very not strong. like I'm guarding it too.
Not a woman of
But they're
love.
making me look like I don't have emotions, and for that it's a problem. Till date, at just few years ago, that I'm trying to
Recover.
Very not even recover. Don't use the word recover. Like, I'm trying to understand that is not who I am. That's not who I've always been. So why put those little talks in my head?
First of all, some parents don't even know they are abusing their children in the family setting. The abuse happens not just in family settings. Mostly it starts in the family settings. And then sometimes children experience abuse outside the family setting. So let me talk about the family setting. So imagine a child going to the kitchen and mistakenly pushing a mug and it breaks. And then the parent, instead of seeing it as a mistake, decides that this child needs to be flogged. And after flogging the child, there's no explanation of why this child is flogged. The child knows that I broke a mug, and then there should be a punishment, but there was no communication. This child learns to associate punishment or flogging to some act that he has done, but without any communication. What that births is that the child gradually starts losing his self-esteem.
My pastor said something. He said, if you don't run into the bedroom when you hear your father's horn on a normal day, you don't know what God has done for you, because there's this fear for your father. I was beaten a lot. Now in retrospect, I see that everything builds my story, because in my secondary school they used to call me Senior Daniel, and they'll be like, Senior Daniel is very disciplined, very wicked when it comes to they didn't know that it was a function of what was going on at home that influenced that
behavior,
that mindset. For the longest of time, I didn't think I was handsome. For the longest of time, even up to my 400 years.
Wow.
I didn't think I was handsome. If you check my archives, you won't see pictures of me. Why? Because of, how am I taking pictures? I'm not handsome, I'm not fine. What's the subsidiary value or whatever? Until I went to see a therapist and I started crying. I just broke down, I just started crying.
As a child, people assume that these children haven't developed their minds of their own, or haven't developed reasoning enough. A child in that early stage is already beginning to learn how to shape his personality. Also, the level of interaction parents have with such children might stay in their minds and shape them to the adults that they will become. A lot of mental disorder cases in the future were as a result of poor upbringing in the early formational ages of these young children. So parents need to understand that even in those early ages, they should have a proper way of interacting with these children. How do they interact with them properly? It is human for one to make mistakes, or it is normal for children to err because they are trying to learn behavior. So they might do wrong here and there. Now it is the role of the parents to draw them back correctionally, and if it comes to discipline, the discipline should be channeled correction with the intention of correction, of love, of care, to shape proper behavior. So parents must understand that they are age-appropriate discipline. And the discipline can also be as a form of positive reinforcement, where instead of beating or yelling or transferring your anger at the child, you are actually drawing this child to understand the impact of his behavior, and then reward his positive behavior when he learns from what you've observed. So it's a form of training or discipline that works with reward. You reward positive behavior, and then you frown or you punish negative behavior. But the punishment now is not by spanking or transferring of aggression. Remember, the most important theme about this is that the intention is for correction.